Hey guys, salutations from the Bahamas. Ooh, ooh. Hopefully I'll be a little bit tanner when you guys see me next. But oh yeah, so someone wants to say hi. Say hi guys. Yep. Bet you expected that. That's uh that's Clementine and friends. They're gonna be joining me for this little rendition of our presentation. They can't speak, so I'll speak for them. But yeah, so Jovan and Alex definitely touched up on a lot of good things. And before we get into what I took out of it, a couple things that we looked into before picking associates. So three things is what we looked at, and the first one being that we wanted it to be somebody that we didn't know. We wanted to be totally out there to build that network. We wanted to grab someone that we weren't comfortable with to get out of our comfort zone in that way. The second thing, we wanted an attainable position, which ultimately we decided on a supervisor position in the appliance department because we figured that was our next step was supervisor role. Uh, and then the last thing we kind of looked at is we wanted to ask employees. We didn't ask managers. We didn't ask other supervisors, hey, what's a good manager to follow? We really wanted to ask the employees that worked with them and under them uh, to give us a good name. And that's kind of where Michelle came in at store 415, and that's what led us to her. One of the first things that I was curious about was what her next step was. So what is her next step? She knows she's in the supervisor position. She's been around, as Jovan and Alex have told you. Like she's been to a bunch of different stores, just really finding herself. And what's her next step? Because that's essentially what all of us are looking for. Is what is our next step? And hers was to be off the sales floor and to be either part of customer service at Geek Squad. She really wants to start as the Geek Squad manager to prepare her for being a customer service manager. And essentially, what she's doing to overcome that and achieve it is by shadowing the Geek Squad manager currently. She essentially is just like Dave in this aspect, where she's not just a supervisor, she is a full-fledged, like she runs the floor. When we came and shadowed her, she was running the floor. And I haven't seen any other supervisor really take hold of it like that, like she did. Ultimately, all the questions that we kind of asked her and kind of went over, they ultimately led up to, a kind of final question. And is if you could give us one piece of advice, Michelle, uh, to further our, improvement into Best Buy into another position, what would it be? What out of everything that you have kind of went through, what would be your biggest advice? And she said a few things, and I know Alex talked about branding and how branding is important, making that brand for yourself. But she also said something about taking chances. She's like, she would never be in the position that she is in right now. Uh, there's my cat. Stop it, cat. She would not be in the position she is right now if Rob didn't take a chance on her. Take chances, find out what works for you because it's not, everyone's different. What works for somebody might not work for another person, and you really need to find yourself within the company to to really advance. Because if she stays in a sales position all her life, she might not know what it's like to be a Geek Squad manager or a customer service manager. So it's really says a lot when someone has finally found themselves and they kind of move on from that. All in all, it was definitely an awesome experience being able to shadow Michelle like that. It definitely opened our eyes, and me, Jovan, and Alex for surely took a lot out of it for just that short time that we were there. And we knew, as soon as we sat down, what she's accomplished and stuff like that. Even like she even led us when we came, we sat down. I know Alex had a question and she helped out like she was part of our store to begin with. She helped out like she was already our supervisor or our leader. And that says a lot from someone you just met to be able to impact you that way in such a short period of time of meeting them. So yeah, we're definitely going to be taking a lot of this forward with us, and we hope one day it will help us out in the future, and one day we'll be sitting down in that chair getting interviewed.